Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where you never miss a moment from your favorite shows. Big Brother and The Challenge are well represented on the new American Gladiators. A new version of the competition show debuts soon, with many reality TV stars in tow. The classic version had people competing in challenges each week to advance and win cash prizes. Standing in the way of the contenders are the Gladiators. The Gladiators are show employees who compete in a variety of games to defeat the contenders. Amateur male and female contenders from all over the country compete against 16 powerful new American gladiators in each episode of the popular competition. From classic events like Joust, Powerball, Hang Tough, and The Wall, to high-impact new events including The Ring and Collision, every showdown demands strength, strategy, and pure grit. According to the Amazon Prime press release, only one man and one woman will conquer the arena, claim $100,000, and earn the title of American Gladiator Champion. Who will host American Gladiators? Roxy Diaz and Mike "The Miz" Mizanin are the hosts. The Miz started on The Real World back to New York, who then competed on The Challenge. He has since become a very notable wrestler on television. Roxy Diaz is an Emmy Award-winning TV host. Gladiators from Big Brother? Breaking news, the arena is calling. A new season of American Gladiators premieres April 17th only on Prime Video. I'm so excited. Don't miss it. Posted Jesse, Mr. Fantastic Godders. Jesse was on Big Brother 10. He finished in 10th place that year. Jesse participated in Big Brother 11 again, and he came in 9th place. A big news. I've been made an American Gladiator. This one has been quiet for a while and is finally able to talk about it. No voting, no politics, no alliances. Just power, speed, and straight head-banging action in the arena, wrote Faisal Fessi Shafat. Fessi was on Big Brother 20, where he finished in 9th place. He is well known for some of his mistakes that season. Fessi has also appeared on many seasons of The Challenge. He was a finalist on Total Madness, Double Agents, and The Challenge USA 2. Fessi also competed on Spies, Lies, and more. People from American Gladiators 2026. Below is a list of all the gladiators from the new show. Abigail Lay, a fitness instructor. Danny Means is a rugby player and bodybuilder. Danny Spiegel, a CrossFit athlete and gymnast. Emily Nelson, a trainer and athlete. Jessica Roden, a wrestler and softball player. Kaylee Latimer, a wrestler and bodybuilder. Lou Faustine, a bodybuilder. Powerlifter and runner Sydney Hunter. Model and fitness coach Allende Warren. Drew Aguras, a fitness coach. The wrestler and YouTuber Eric Bugenhagen. Faisal Shafat, a football player and reality TV star. Jason Peel, an athlete. Jesse Godders, a wrestler, bodybuilder, and reality TV star. Joseph Hall, a football player and bodybuilder. Michael Wardlow, a wrestler. American Gladiators debuts with 3 episodes on Friday, April 17th. On April 24th, 3 more episodes of Amazon Prime will be available, and on May 1st, the final 4 episodes will be available. More news from Reality TV. The full cast list for The Challenge 42 was recently confirmed. Filming has already begun in Thailand. Playboy's Miss March 2026 has also won Big Brother in the past. She said she wants to take her power back after spending a full summer on TV. A Big Brother alumnus video of a tornado encounter went viral elsewhere. She shared the intense video online. The arena rose from the desert like a memory dragged into the present. Steel, fire, and spectacle stitched together by Amazon's relentless ambition to resurrect American gladiators. But this time, the producers didn't just want athletes. They wanted personalities. They wanted strategy. They desired disorder. So they called the veterans of another battlefield, Big Brother. 12 former Houseguests emerged on premiere night, not disguised as plotters whispering in bedrooms, but as armored contenders preparing to become gladiators. Julie Chen Moonves stood at the center, voice steady as ever. They've lied, backstabbed, and blindsided. They'll fight, run, and climb now. Welcome to a new game. The first person to step forward was Tyler Crispin, calm, calculated, and with the same effortlessness of a surfer that used to hide his strategic dominance. Tyler thrived in the Big Brother house by exercising subtly controlled authority over others. However, alliances were not an option in this instance. As the whistle blew for the gauntlet, Tyler exploded forward. He wasn't the strongest, but he read movement like a chessboard. He anticipated hits, slipped past defenders, and adjusted mid-stride. Within seconds, he crossed the line. The commentators were stunned. That's Big Brother strategy translated into physical instinct, one said. He's reading people even when they're charging at him. Tyler didn't just survive, he changed. Casey Clark was quiet and focused as she moved across the arena and extended her arms. She had always been the competitor, loyal, composed, and terrifying in endurance. Casey was the engine and Tyler was the mind. Her event is the wall. 3 challengers climbed. Casey followed as a gladiator, hunting them down. One by one, she closed the gap. No wasted motion. Without hesitation, she pulled the first contestant down with precision. The second slipped under pressure. The third almost made it, but Casey leapt, grabbing the ankle and dragging them back into the sand. She didn't celebrate, she nodded. That's exactly who she was in Big Brother, Julie observed from the sidelines. Consistent, relentless, quietly dominant. But not everyone transitioned so cleanly. Josh Martinez entered the arena with loud cheers and louder energy. The pan and pots were gone, but where was the noise? That was still him. He had a Powerball event. Josh charged in heart first. He shouted, he hyped himself up, he went full force. For a moment, it worked. He bulldozed through one gladiator, but then came the counter. Timing beat emotion. He stumbled, got hit, and lost control of the ball. He was annoyed and slammed a locker backstage. "I want it too much," he muttered. A veteran trainer stepped in. "Exactly. Out here, you don't just want it, you execute." Josh took a breath. For the first time, he listened instead of reacting. Meanwhile, Dr. Will Corby leaned casually against a railing, smirking like he'd never left the Big Brother house. He wasn't built like a gladiator, and he knew it. But Will had never needed brute strength. His role wasn't obvious at first. He wasn't dominating events, he wasn't winning races. But slowly, something strange started happening backstage. Competitors began to doubt themselves. "You're going up against KC next," Will would say, almost kindly. "That's rough. She hasn't missed once." Or, to put it another way, Tyler already knew what happened. "You're a step behind." Seeds, continually seeds. Errors began to appear all of a sudden. Hesitation crept in. People thought too much. "Is he actually playing Big Brother in the Gladiator arena?" One producer spoke softly. Julie smiled faintly. "Of course he is." Then there was Janelise Pierzina. A legend in her own right, Janelise stepped into the arena with something to prove. She wasn't here to relive the past, she was here to dominate a new game. Her event is Hang Tough. Competitors leapt and grabbed and rings flew high above the sand. Janelise moved with surprising grace, her strength honed by years of staying ready. She didn't get scared when a challenger got close. She grinned. She yanked them off the ring and said, "You picked the wrong one." The crowd erupted. Janelise went beyond competing. She owned the moment. As weeks passed, patterns emerged. The physical beasts, KC, Fessy, and a few newcomers, thrived early. Raw power translated well in brute force events. However, the thinkers began to close the gap, including Derek Levessier, Tyler, and Nicole Franzel. Nicole, always underestimated, investigated each event. She watched angles, timing, and patterns. In Breakthrough and Conquer, she didn't just charge when it was her turn. She waited for the exact moment, slipped past the defender, and secured the point. "I don't need to be the strongest," she said afterward. "I just need to be smarter for 10 seconds.
Derek, meanwhile, approached the arena like an investigation. He analyzed opponents, predicted behavior, and exploited weaknesses. This isn't just physical, he explained. It's psychological warfare with a time limit. The turning point came in the semifinals. Tyler versus KC. Here, alliances didn't matter. Friendship didn't matter. It was purely a contest. The event is the Eliminator. KC took an early lead, powering through obstacles with unmatched speed. Tyler, a little behind but still steady, followed. At the rope climb, KC hesitated for just a fraction, her grip slipping. Tyler saw it. He adjusted, pushing harder, shaving seconds wherever he could. They were tied going into the final sprint. The arena breathed slowly. KC lunged. Tyler flew. The buzzer sounded. For a moment, no one knew who had won.
The reboot didn't kick off with a bang. It started in a whisper. "Make it bigger," the Amazon executive had said, "making it smarter." So when American Gladiators returned, it didn't just resurrect foam batons and obstacle courses. It rewrote the DNA of competition itself. Strength was no longer enough. Speed was insufficient. The new arena demanded instinct, manipulation, adaptability. This is why they contacted former Big Brother contestants, not athletes initially, players initially. On the night of the premiere, the Las Vegas arena was lit up to the brim. The battleground was encircled by LED pillars 40 feet high. As Julie Chan Moonves came forward, her voice carried the weight of 2 decades of reality television history, and the audience erupted in applause. She stated, "They've mastered social strategy. They now face physical dominance. Gladiators, welcome." They emerged one by one. Tyler Crispin, Casey Clark, Derek Levasseur, Pierzina, Janelle, Josh Martinez, Nicole Franzel, even Dr. Will Kirby, who looked more like he was arriving at a cocktail party than a combat arena. They weren't being asked if they could compete. The question was whether thinking like a Big Brother participant would be beneficial or detrimental. Power Gauntlet was the first event, which was redesigned to be faster, more brutal, and less forgiving. Fessy Shaffett grinned as he stepped onto the turf. Raw athleticism and controlled aggression were his world. When the horn sounded, he exploded forward, knocking through defenders like they were props. It was obvious. It wasn't necessary to be. "Fessy is exactly what this show used to be," one commentator said. "Absolute power." But then came Tyler. Tyler calculated where Fessy smashed. He watched the Gladiators' footwork, timed their lunges, and slipped through narrow openings like he'd already rehearsed the moment in his head. He didn't look faster, but he finished faster. At that point, people began to pay attention. KC lacked the need for attention. She demanded respect. The wall was her event, and she hunted rivals quietly and precisely. There was no showmanship or wasted energy. She moved like someone who had already decided the outcome. A challenger made it halfway before KC reached them. Another almost touched the top before she dragged them down. 3 runs, 3 takedowns. Afterward, she shrugged. She stated, "I believe in my pace. Similar to Big Brother, you don't hurry, you simply never stop." Not everyone was as easy to adapt. Josh Martinez came in loud, emotional, ready to prove something. He yelled before the whistle. He yelled during the run. After receiving a severe blow from a gladiator in Breakthrough and Conquer, he yelled. He lost the point. Backstage, he paced like a storm, looking for somewhere to land. "I've got the heart for this," he said. "Why isn't it working?" Derek folded his arms and leaned against a nearby wall. He responded, "Because heart isn't a plan. You're playing checkers in a chess match." Josh didn't respond right away, but he listened. Meanwhile, Dr. Will had yet to win anything. He didn't have to. He instead talked in the locker rooms and training sessions, always talking. "Are you opposing KC?" he'd say casually. "That's tough. She's unstoppable." Or, "Tyler already figured out that event. You might want to rethink your approach." Little comments, small nudges.
Soon, competitors hesitated where they hadn't before. They second-guessed themselves mid-run. They did too much right. Mistakes multiplied. Nicole came to the realization one night. "He's not playing the arena," she said. "He's playing with us." Nicole herself became one of the biggest surprises. Never the most physically imposing, she treated each event like a puzzle. Nicole didn't rush in hang tough, where competitors swung across rings while gladiators attempted to pull them down. She waited. She watched the rhythm of the rings, the timing of the gladiators' reach. When she moved, it was decisive, quick, efficient, just enough. She didn't dominate, she survived and advanced. "That's her whole game," Janelle admitted. "You underestimate her and suddenly she's still here." Janelle, on the other hand, had no interest in subtlety. She thrived in the limelight. She used controlled aggression to attack each obstacle in the Eliminator, the show's final test. Cargo nets, balance beams, rope climbs, she hit each one like it owed her money. The crowd loved her. "Some people adapt to the arena," Julie said from the sidelines. "Janelle owns it." By mid-season, a pattern had emerged. The physically dominant players, Fessy, KC, excelled early, overwhelming opponents with strength and endurance. But the strategic players, Tyler, Derek, Nicole, grew stronger with each round. They improved, they adjusted, they used the advantage of repetition. Big Brother teaches you one thing better than anything else: how to evolve faster than the people around you. Everything came to a head in the semis. Tyler versus Fessy. Brains versus brawn. The event is the Eliminator. Fessy took an early lead, blasting through obstacles with brute force. Tyler followed, although slower and smoother. Fessy powered upward at the rope climb, but fatigue set in. Tyler climbed steadily, gaining inches. By the final sprint, the gap had vanished. Fessy charged. Tyler leaned over. The buzzer sounded. Tyler won, not by overpowering Fessy, but by outlasting him. The matchup in the end came as a surprise. Tyler, KC. Two allies from the same season, two completely different styles. The arena felt quieter somehow, like even the crowd understood this wasn't just another race, it was an assertion. KC dominated early, as always. Tyler stayed close, as always. The distance remained razor-thin, obstacle by obstacle. At the final wall, KC slipped, just slightly. Tyler didn't hesitate. He climbed, launched, and hit the finish a fraction of a second ahead. The crowd erupted. KC dropped to the ground, laughing despite the loss. "You got me," she said. "That is Big Brother at that very moment." Tyler nodded, breathless. "You pushed me every step of the way." One thing was certain at the end of the season. Not only had the Big Brother alumni achieved success, the game had changed thanks to them. They showed that the Gladiators were thinkers as well as warriors, adaptable, strategic, unpredictable. Amazon's experiment was successful. The ratings soared. The debates exploded online. Fans argued whether strength or strategy were more important. The finale ended with a familiar calm from Julie. She said, "They came from a house where every move mattered. Now they've shown that in the arena, every move still does." Backstage, Dr. Will smiled as he watched the celebration. He wasn't even thinking about who had won at the moment. He was thinking about how he'd win next time. And in a game that had finally learned to reward minds as much as muscle, he might be the most dangerous gladiator.